What?
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to On the Line. I'm your host, Kris Avalon. And yes, this is the show where I basically just jump on the line real quick and talk about all what's going on that's trending in entertainment news and pop culture, all that good stuff. And we're going to do two topics today. One of them is going to be pretty long. So the first topic we're going to do is we're going to just recap and break down everything that transpired over at the BET Awards this past Sunday, which was Pride Sunday in New York City, by the way. And we're gonna break down that, and I'm gonna talk about the performances, the highs, the lows, all that good stuff. And we're also gonna break down this controversy and all that good stuff. I was like, what's going on? I don't know. It's it's a hot boy summer in New York, live from Harlem. So the internet is probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, it doesn't go out. There's a lot of craziness going on, heat wave, there's word about power outages going on, but by the grace of God, keep this shit going because I got a lot to say. So without further ado, let's get into what happened on Sunday. So, everybody was out partying, celebrating Pride or whatever. I did my partying before then, but I was like, oh, the BET Awards was on. I didn't really watch it when it was on. I basically just went on YouTube and caught all the clips. We'll get to Lil Nas X thing, but I just want to allude to coat the throat, get everybody. Oh, Sailor Mermaid is here. Long time no see. So yeah, we're gonna talk about. Okay, so BET Awards happened. Um, I actually thought this was the best award show they've done in a long time, and they really showed they asses. Like BET Awards, don't get me wrong, I've watched it every year. For the past couple of years, they've done a great job in regards to the production, really juxtaposing different genres of R&B and hip hop and incorporating all that. Something that a lot of these other award shows, like the American Music Awards and all these other award shows, fail to do. They just want to stick to what's popular, and y'all had these mediocre ass performers up there performing and giving us some boring bullshit and then calling it art and creativity, and I'm just bored out of my damn mind. So I really don't watch a lot of these award shows, but the BET ones I check in every year because they do a great job when they bring in the gospel, they bring in the hip hop, they bring in the ratchet, they bring in the the conscious music, they bring in all different genres of R&B and hip hop, and I live for it. So Taraji P has, I didn't watch the beginning, like when it opened with Kirk Franklin. Child, when it comes to the church stuff, I ain't got time. I just don't. That's my mama's. I really don't get all caught up in that. So I just disperse and I remove myself. I don't care about Kurt Franklin, short ass up there doing his DJ Khaled shit while people singing gospel in the background. I ain't had time. So, but I did love the fact that we had my girl Taraji P. Henson, who did a fabulous job, the different costume changes and everything that was going on with that. I lived for it. Also, some of the highlights in regards to the performances. Hers performing, I'm not a big fan of her. I don't know her. I'm not a big fan of her, but I do like the fact that she is a very talented girl. I love the fact that she transcended from the ceiling. A lot of people was transcended from the ceiling. It was her, the City Girls. I'm getting to their ass in a minute. But her performance, I love the fact that she came down from the sky playing the drums, and then she goes in and plays a guitar. And one of the things I do love and I appreciate is when you see a Black girl on stage playing instruments, which is not something we often see happening in music these days. We see a lot of musicians that are just out here twerking, popping their ass, half naked, talking about sucking dick and shit. And we all live for it. I live for it. I love a good old thought track. We saw, we're going to get into thought shit in a minute. But, I live for those songs, but I also like the balance of let's see a girl out here who can play some instruments, because maybe that'll inspire other young girls of color to pick up a piano and get inspired by Alicia Keys, or get inspired by, her and play a guitar or play some drums. We kind of need to bring that back. Like, I miss true musicianship and instrumentation. So I live for that. I'm going to keep looking over because I did take notes. It was a lot that went on with the BET Awards. The Migos. Now, I'm not a Migos fan. I don't care about Offset. I don't care about Inset, Outset, whatever other set they got up there. I can't remember them other two names. Okay, they're Quavo. But in the other one, we know Quavo because of the drama with Sweetie. So, I pay attention to all the drama. So, that performance was, I was living for the little stupid choreography they was doing. And then Cardi B comes out with the belly and everybody loses their shit. Now, here's the thing. I was not surprised at all that she came out pregnant, because I had a conversation with a friend of mine a week prior, and he was like, well, what's going on with this Cardi B record? She needs to put out this sophomore album. I'm like, Cardi B ain't coming out with no record because she's pregnant. That's the rumor. And he's like, she's not pregnant. Well, your old man apology, bitch, because she came out with that big old belly. And the suspicion for me that she was pregnant transpired at the Grammys. When she got up there, she performed with Megan Thee Stallion. They were doing that slow ass choreography, and she was literally up there trying to hide with the little She-Ra Princess of Power armor outfit. I don't know what was going on with all of that, but I sensed that Cardi B. I said Cardi B's pregnant. I sense it. Like, I feel it. Oh. Yes, and Sailor Mermaid says yes, it's time for black artists should branch out more outside of sex and twerking is overdone at this point. Give us other venues, and it's good that hopefully these award shows will highlight that instead of just sticking to what's popular. So I do applaud the BET Awards for branching out and doing things that these other mainstream white award shows will not do, or they'll sprinkle a mayonnaise on their basic ass artists and have them try to do it. They give a half-ass performance. But leave it to the black people to come in and save the day. But also leave it to the black queer community to come say the BET Awards, because if it wasn't for y'all, this show would have probably been okay, but it transcended a lot of shit that was going on. Like, you had B. Scott on the red carpet, you had my girl MJ Rodriguez come out and twirl like she was Kenya Moore doing the episode of The Real Housewives. Like, she was dipping, doing twirl, pop, dip, spin, she was doing all of that. And it was good to see my trans girls on TV getting that representation. It's unfortunate that it took Pose and all this other stuff for that to happen, but it was good to see some trans visibility. It was good to see some gay visibility. We're going to get into Lil Nas X, but I'm teasing, honey. So, yeah, so we talked about the Cardi B pregnancy. Now, do I think that her pregnancy is going to affect her future as a musician? I'm sure she can pop out a song here and there, but let's be frank, with this industry is not that kind to women that have children. Like, they really feel like, oh, well, you got kids and this and the other. So you pretty much, the beginning of your career, you basically just started popping out kids. Usually you have a lot of artists who wait at least until they're about a decade plus into their career. Like, you see Beyonce, and you look at we could say Brandy, and you look at all these other artists who pretty much waited years after their career was settled before they started popping out baby. Cardi B started popping out kids in the beginning of her damn career. And I'm sure like every time she'll put out a single here and there and do a video, y'all will sit and eat it up. But will it affect her career? I mean, she's with someone who is a rapper, Offset, and we ain't gonna get into the drama with him and the fact he can't keep his dick in his pants. But if she like it, I love it. I can't sit here and judge the situation if she's gonna sit there and put up with it and tolerate it. So if it worked for them, it works for them. But we'll see, when the Salt album drop, whenever it drops, I'm assuming it's probably going to come out at the end of this year, maybe 2022, because that'll be around the time. First of all, she looks like she's about 7-8 months. So I'm sure she's going to wait till she push out the baby. The baby look like it's probably going to be a Leo or Virgo baby. Ooh, Virgo baby. Yeah, have a little September child. The Virgos, we firecrackers. So if you go and have yourself a Virgo baby, it'll be lit. So then like October, November, well, these girls go up under the knife the minute they push the baby out. 3 days later, you done got liposuction, all kinds of surgery just to get your snap back. They don't even go to the gym no more. They just go to their favorite doctor and get it sucked on out. And then, by the end of the year, I'm sure she'll probably have the album come out. But I also would like to see Cardi B do sort of a Black Eyed Peas type of situation with her and the Migos. Like have her as the female with these three men. Excuse me. And I think that would actually be a good record to see the four of them put together. Because to me, there's a lot of amazing chemistry with whenever she comes out with the Migos. And I feel like she upgrades them more with the music. Hence why they had to perform and then use that opportunity to, promote the pregnancy and bring all that out. So everything was pretty much a business move. Now, one of the things I did love, I love the DMX tribute. The DMX tribute definitely got me because I'm still, and I've always been a huge DMX fan. So seeing, Swizz Beats and them come out and Busta Rhymes get on stage and rhyme, I fell out my damn chair when they got up there. And then Michael K. Williams, I was not expecting to see Omar from The Wire get up there and start just get up there and just full ratchetness, and I live for it. So that tribute to DMX, and I'm hoping we'll see more tributes to DMX down the line. I'm sure like when Summer Jam happens, which is something that we have in New York with Hot 97, the big radio station here, I'm sure it's Summer Jam, they're going to put something together as a tribute to DMX, and I'm hoping that other venues will push that as well. Megan Thee Stallion performing her song Thought Shit. I do love the song. I know a lot of people have an issue with they not really taking to it, but I love the song. I love the video. I like the creativity, the behind the scenes that I've seen in the video. And Megan was definitely giving us, she looked good. She lost a lot of weight. The costume was everything. And I thought she did a good enough job. I didn't see the performances with the baby and DJ Khaled, because I'm not a DJ Khaled. I can't stand DJ Khaled. I don't understand why he's even famous. I don't know exactly what he does. I know they call him DJ Khaled. I ain't never heard him DJ a goddamn thing. All I heard him is "We the best" and start shouting over shit. And I didn't know you could make millions of dollars shouting over a track. But then again, wasn't I just talking about old boy, the short one, Kirk Franklin? Didn't he make an entire career shouting over a damn track or chanting little Nambyo Ho Renge Kios in the middle of "You're the reason why I sing," when he do all of that shit. So,
what?
Yes, Oprah. The people out here singing old Negro spirituals, doing hymns and shit, and you just chanting over a song. I didn't know I could make millions of dollars doing it. I'd have been famous a long time. I mean, did he do the same shit too? But then again, people do write his rhymes, and he did say, "I don't write rhymes, I write checks." So he doesn't give a damn. City Girls. I really don't see the appeal of these girls. I know that down south they're like this big thing, but over here up north in New York, I don't see the appeal of these girls. I just think they're horrible performers. I don't know. I love that Twerkulator song. Like I do be getting down and dipping and doing to the Twerkulator song. I do love the Twerkulator song, but watching the performance, I felt like they were a step ahead of the dancers behind them. The choreography, they were giving me Major Rat, high school cheerleader, very much. What's that show that's on WeTV or was a Lifetime with Miss D and the little black cheerleader girls? Like they were just giving me that a lot in their performance, and I'm like, it's cute. Cute don't do it for me. Like I need to see if y'all gonna get up there, y'all gotta show out. Don't give me cute. Like y'all not 12. This is not a high school recital. Like you're on stage at the BET Awards performing in front of millions of people. and celebrities. So ain't no time to be holding back and being mediocre. And yeah, we're gonna, and I'm teasing because we also got some Drag Race Canada news. We're gonna get to that clip later on. But and now what else? Oh, the Tyler Creator. Can I just say, every time I watch Tyler the Creator, he gags me every time. Like, I just love his creativity, hence Tyler the Creator. Like, every time he comes out with a stage performance, I did love the performance that he did. I think, was it at the BET Awards? Or one of the award shows where he set the stage on fire. I thought it was amazing. Like, to me, I look at Tyler Creator as someone that Kanye West wishes he was in creativity, the talent, the performances. Kanye West be over here talking about he a damn genius, and then you play your songs or you give us your videos, and I'm like, thank you, next, in the words of my girl Ariana Grande. And I'm like, you're just someone who just loves smelling the scent of your own shit, but you're not giving me nothing with your performances, with your music, and all other stuff. Basic as fuck is what Kanye gives me. So when you can get on a level of someone like a Tyler Creator and really put some thought and some creativity into the music or whatever the case is, then I could be living for it. Then I'm all for it. But until then, girl, sit your crazy ass down somewhere and somebody to put his monkey ass on a goddamn conservative shit. Y'all out here worrying about Britney Spears' uterus and all this other shit, but they need to put this old Negro on a goddamn, conservative shit, because he out here wearing Jesus masks and doing all kinds of crazy shit, and y'all thinking this shit is funny. Oh, so it was the Grammys that he did it at. Thank you. I got production reminding me of shit in the background because, stuff popping in the head and I forget. But I'm glad I got my research team bringing things up. And thank you all for watching, because if y'all know, y'all can feel free to leave comments and stuff. This is a live show, by the way. I'm reminding you all. Okay, so then one of the things I did, one of my favorites, the Queen Latifah tribute, I loved it. Where we had my girl Rhapsody, Moni Love coming out rapping her part of Ladies First. I'm probably gonna play that song on my show this Saturday on the Kris Avalon Show, which y'all can listen to on iTunes, Apple Music. Just look it up, Kris Avalon Show. If you haven't watched all the episodes, they're all up there. It's 6 seasons, and we're in episode probably 37 we're about to do this week. So definitely on that, I'm probably gonna play Ladies First this week, because it was that was one of my favorite songs back then, and I just love what Queen Latifah was all about. I love that Queen Latifah was always pro-woman, that she always stood up for women, and the fact that she had my girls Lil Kim, Rhapsody, Moni Love, and MC Lyte up there paying tribute to her, I thought was amazing. Now the fashions, what the hell was Lil Kim wearing? That white outfit with the little, what was it? The I don't know what that shit was in her bangs, but she just looked so damn stupid. I don't know if this was some old Fire Festival cult type outfit shit she was wearing with the white. She just looked ridiculous with that costume on, the outfit. It just wasn't appealing to someone who's so damn little. But overall, I was living for Lil Kim and coming out and all these girls out here performing. I'm a fan of all the women that was up there. I love MC Lyte. I love Moni Love. And I've always been a fan of Moni Love, and I'm surprised, I'm just, at some point in her career didn't transcend as long as these other women have. And Moni Love, I think, was from the era of MC Lyte, because I remember when I was coming up, that's why I was listening to. I was Moni in the middle. Where's she at? In the middle. That was my shit back in the day. So that was great. And then also Queen Latifah coming out of the closet. Now, speaking about that, she didn't really, in my opinion, have to come out of the closet. She didn't really have to be yeah, I'm a lesbian. But her thanking her, the love of her life, Ebony, and wishing everybody a happy Pride, I thought was an amazing moment. And she, and I know a lot of people don't know this, but her longtime partner, Ebony, welcomed a child, I believe earlier this year, named Rebel. So they have a son together. And, Queen Latifah's sexuality has been a topic of discussion for a long time. I have to say, probably before Set It Off, but Set It Off, in my opinion, really ignited those rumors, because people were oh, she's not acting playing Cleo. Now, let me tell you something. So now, Latifah may be butch in a lot of ways, but she wasn't no stud. Or maybe the fact of the matter was she had a kind of, she's a stud, but she also balanced it out by she having to present feminine qualities in what she was doing in regards to being butch and femme, that whole mixture thing. And there's nothing wrong with playing both sides. There's nothing wrong with a one moment feeling like you the brat, and then the next minute you want to get all glam and dress up as a girl. Because I remember once upon a time, the brat tried to do the whole sexual thing, and people was like, "Girl, like, come on now, we not buying this bullshit. You out here with your bra on and wearing lipstick and trying to be sexy." And I'm like, "Girl, we not buying it." The stud community looking at you like, "Ma'am, what is you doing?" So then the brat went back to being butch, and she was like, "I'm gonna just stick to what I'm doing." But I'm applauding a queen for coming out on her own terms, for being comfortable at a point in her life where she's like, "You know what? I'm 50 years old. I'm comfortable being myself. I'm comfortable enough that, you know, maybe Lil Nas X's performance, or maybe just it being Pride Month, people just, I don't know, the energy this year just seems really different. Like, people seem to be more comfortable in their own skin and being comfortable and being gay. And maybe that propelled Latifah to come out and own her sexuality. But I said some of them, because it seemed like with Lil Nas X's performance, there was a lot of you people out there who were mad over what you saw during his performance, particularly a lot of black bigots. It seemed like a lot of y'all was big mad over what he was doing. Like, there was people online who were sitting there talking about that Lil Nas X should be out here promoting safe sex and contraception or whatever the case is. First of all, Lil Nas X's job is not here to raise your damn kids. I really wish half you motherfuckers would sit down and actually raise your children instead of shoving them in front of a damn TV and having them raise your kids for you while you're out here fucking the next man and bringing 5, 6, 7, 8 different men home a week. And then you got to go on Maury to find out who the hell your baby father is. Or the fact that y'all not working, but you over here living on public assistance. Or you don't, or your daddy's baby's father, you got 5 kids with 4 different baby fathers, but they're all in prison. And you got Uncle Nino helping you raise your kids. So I'm sick and tired of people out here trying to always throw on this fact of the matter that gay people are always, you know, we could sit up in here and pop pussies, and you can have like my girl Jasmine Sullivan talking about sucking dick and shit on the BET Awards, or girls up here twerking, or Beyonce giving Terrence Howard a lap dance years ago on an award show. I think it was the BET Awards. You could have during the, not the Lemonade era, I think it was the oh my god, what was it? Partition, where that album is from. You can have Beyonce number here doing all kinds of sexual shit, and I live for Beyonce, but I'm just saying. So when Beyonce was up there gyrating all over Terrence Howard, I hear none of y'all out here talking about that she need to be talking to Terrence Howard about contraception, or not him. I mean, having her sit up here teaching your kids or explaining to them about contraception. You know, if y'all actually stop being so outraged with your fake and phoniness, and allowed schools to teach your children about sex, or y'all stop being such a prude and actually speak to your kids open and honestly about sex and contraception, we wouldn't be in this issue. And to me, when you're sitting up here trying to make it seem like, oh, well, because gays, all of a sudden, like, we're the ones who ushered in AIDS. Because last time I checked, because that's what that feels like. That feels homophobic as fuck. Y'all trying to sit out here and say that gays are the ones who brought HIV in it. No. Maybe you need to educate yourselves. Last time I checked, heterosexuals get AIDS too, and HIV. I know a lot of heterosexuals who are HIV positive. So for y'all to sit up in here and try to put all that on that is some bullshit. And my thing is, I've watched straight people doing all kinds of shit, flaunting all over camera. I still like dick. And they never want me to deep dive, bungee jumping some pussy. Me sitting up here watching women and 2 guys, like a guy and a girl, fucking on a TV show or whatever sexual stuff. Like, when I'm watching girls twerking, ain't never got my dick hard enough to want to go deep diving some pussy with a bungee cord. Never. So I don't understand, why is it the minute you see Lil Nas X on TV kissing another man, that's a problem? And it's not going to turn a child gay. And I never understand, like, why all of a sudden, like, whenever this happens, y'all always want to be like, oh, well, the children. But wait a minute. Y'all going to church, the priest is out here molesting your children. Where's the outrage with that? You got pastors out here promoting homophobia, but they out here fucking the usher and other people up in there laying the low and spreading it wide and getting them pregnant. Where's the outrage with that? Did y'all not see that episode of Pose with Pray Tell and his childhood friend who became a pastor and how he got married and all that other mess? Like, so stop with the fake outrage. And one of the things I loved about his performance, like Nas dedicated, was inspired clearly by Michael Jackson's Remember the Time. And I love the fact that, getting that breakdown. And I did notice in the beginning he was nervous and he was kind of a little timid, but I get it because you're performing on stage in front of a room that, quiet as it's kept, is not accepting of queer people, particularly queer people of color. You're in a room where that's fulfilled with a lot of misogynistic, homophobic stuff. Like we've seen that a lot. I loved this performance. I thought it was great. I thought the set was great. I thought the costumes were amazing. Like shout out to his record label because they're going all out for this whole situation. Like they're pulling out all the styles for Lil Nas X, and I live for it. That the fact that he's a troll. And one of the things I had to laugh at, somebody went and posted, "Don't use African culture for shits like this. Respect our ancestors." And Nas, of course, he'll never miss a moment to clap back and say, "Y'all really like to pretend homosexuality didn't exist in African culture, and don't even." Try it with the fucking buck breaking bullshit. Don't start with that white slave trying to break a black man down, all that shit by raping him. That ain't got nothing to do with homosexuality in ancient Egyptian times and black culture. Because homosexuality is not something that is taught. It is not something that could be bestowed upon you. It's in nature. A lot of times when you look at it as like, religion rearing its ugly head. Religion's always been the cause of why homophobia and all this other shit exists. If you've never seen the documentary The Celluloid Closet, it details how religion reared its ugly ass.
What?
And how Hollywood infiltrated the movie industry and censorship. And how you couldn't say gay, or you couldn't imply gay, or if homosexual was implied, gay people, the only way they were invited into cinema and in films, they had to be in prison, they had to be murdered, they had to be, we have to get rid of them, they're evil, they're this, they're that. So that whole image, that is what was bestowed upon by the censors, and these Hollywood writers couldn't get around it, so they found clever ways to slide gay up in there and stuff, and things didn't start changing more and them being more open with homosexuality and indoctrinating it into film until like the sexual revolution of the 70s. So just a little education. So yes, homosexuality has existed since the dawn of time. So stop with the bullshit. And then there was another thing that somebody went and pointed out, because I got a bunch of clapbacks. So he had to defend the BET performance where, people said, he said, "We are 4 months in and people are still acting surprised that I'm being gay and sexual in performances of a song about gay and sexual shit. Like the song is literally about gay sex. What y'all want me to do? Play the piano while baking a cake?" And that's a good question. It's like, what do y'all want him to do? And here's the thing. Like, I remember I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. I think it was Robert. We always have conversations about Madonna and a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm going to get in on her ass in a minute, too. So stay tuned for that. And, I live for Madonna. But, bitch, you done overstepped your boundaries in this one. So one of the things that kind of bothers me is that I don't know why, we were having a conversation and I was saying like, a lot of these pop stars that are coming out these days really aren't giving it to me. They're not being controversial. Now, I'm not saying just be controversial for controversial sake. pop stars have always been the ones that have pushed the envelope. Those who have a little substance to what they do. Now, there's some out here that y'all just want to be cute and cuddly and dress up with like little cupcakes in your head and be cute and whatever and play it safe with your pop songs and make songs for a bunch of 6-year-old girls who eventually got to grow up. So if you want to have your career last 5 minutes, then go ahead. You go and cater to that. Like, if you want to do like the safe stuff, then go ahead. But if you're someone who wants to take the opportunity to give substance to pop music, because quite as people kind of look at pop music as not substantial, that it doesn't have any kind of layers of meaning or substance. People kind of look at pop music as just what's popular and fluff. And I think, like, when I was looking at a lot of these pop singers, like, a lot of them play it safe, a lot of them kind of been boring, a lot of them give uninspired performances. And here this boy comes along, Lil Nas X, and is pushing the envelope and pushing the envelope, like he took a page out of Madonna's handbook in regards of pushing the envelope, in regards of having something to say. And I like the fact that this young man is out here saying, you know what, every time I get on stage and I perform and I bring these ideas and things out, I'm doing it because it's allowing me, it's chipping away at this feeling of self-hatred and doubt that I feel as an art, like when you're gay and how you've been told all your life that you're going to hell, that there's something wrong with you, that you're evil, that you're an abomination. So that's why he's doing all of this. And I know people get upset about it, but to me, if it's pissing you off, clearly it's working. So keep doing what you're doing. And what irritates me is that you have Black gay influencers who are saying that, oh, you're acting too gay or you're doing this. And I'm sitting there like, so what the fuck is he supposed to do? Like, the idea that you have in your head that you feel, oh, if you're not right here on my own community, then those heterosexuals will like me and will accept me and bring me into their, no, why y'all out here spending some money or energy? I don't know. But maybe you know. Why y'all trying to spend some energy kind of please people that don't like you around them? People that don't like you. People don't want nothing good. You just say to the abominations around the heart. I don't have time for energy to sit here and try to change this motherfucking mind because you hate my guts. You ain't my guts. You don't want that. You ain't paying my bills. You're not rubbing my arm. You're not putting food on my table. You're not putting clothes on my back, and you're not putting, you're not providing anything for me. So, I'm not saying that you don't want me to do what you will do is respect what I do. I'm not saying that everybody has to be out here and say, oh, how important you know, or you gotta like the music. It's not like that. In the beginning, I was not like hold on. I don't I don't necessarily feel, well, can you hear me now? Am I sounding better? Um, what I don't like is that, I'm not saying all, like what Sailor Mermaid said, all rainbow folk ain't kinfolk, just like all skin folk ain't kinfolk. And I don't say that we have to be. We don't all have to be kumbaya, one big happy family, because let's be honest, our community isn't one big happy family. We're not. There's a lot of separation in different groups, and I'm not going to get into that whole situation because we still in Pride Month, and let's all be prideful. Let's all wave that rainbow flag, not just until tonight, until first. Wave it all 365 days out of the year. Don't just do it for the month. So we should be out here supporting. I say support what Lil Nas X is doing because there aren't many of us out here doing it. There was a reason why I was like, at one point, why I didn't really push forward with wanting a full career in film, music, that sort of thing, because I didn't see enough people out here like me doing it. It's a hard road. And there's not a lot of us out here who are successful making things happen. This seems like to be the time where everybody's careers popping up. We got the cast of poses. A lot of them have careers. Others like, what is it? Indian Moore about to be in the new the new horror movie Escape Room 2. The trailer's all over TV. MJ was signed on to do a new show on Apple TV. We got Billy Porter. They just dropped the damn commercial for the Cinderella movie. I can't stand Camila Cabello, but I'm a damn sure watch this movie, the Cinderella movie, because Billy Porter's in it. And we got Lil Nas X out here about to push the envelope. Like, I lived for the Marvel trailer that he did for his upcoming album Montero, which I was hoping it was going to come out around Pride Month, but it's not going to come out next month or maybe in August. So I'm thinking end of summer, early fall. They're really putting out all those outfits. So there's not a lot of Black queer people, and I feel like maybe people are upset because this is not something that we're used to seeing. It's not something that we've had that people are exposed to. But instead of being negative about it, we should be embracing it and embracing our own people, strengthen numbers. Because these bloggers out here who y'all have a platform to be sending out positivity, y'all out here sending self-hate towards this man. And I'm noticing the energy and the venom is harder on him than it is on these people that be throwing shade at y'all for being who you are. So all that venom and energy, it says more about you than it does about Nas. And the fact that this bitch, Tamar, and her Muppet looking ass is all over on people's shit agreeing with these self-hating homos, and you got Faketra's ass on there doing the same thing. Bitch, first of all, you two bitches have embodied your entire career off the backs of Black gay men and trans women with the lingo, the get your lives. Yes, read, why, like all that comes from our community, the ballroom community, the gay queer community. Y'all take from us, exaggerate it, and you have made your bones off of that. The whole Real Housewives of Atlanta, all that shit y'all be saying on there comes from the Black queer community. So for you to buck break, or speaking of buck breaking, for y'all to make your entire bone and careers off the backs of Black queer people, and y'all co-signing on the homophobia, says a whole lot about you. And this is why I have a problem with certain women, where it's like, oh, y'all love us because we could do your hair and makeup. But when it comes time to supporting the community for real, and that's me channeling my inner Monique, loving us for real, then y'all want to show your true goddamn colors, which is why I can't get behind you bitches. And you're not going to have much of a career, because when you start fucking over the gays who are the most loyal out of many demographics, that's when you're going to see your money plummet. Now, talking about Madonna, I know a lot of people have been kind of getting on her and saying that, you know what, she has made her entire career off the backs of Black, trans, and gay people. Now, I'm going to have to thoroughly disagree with that. You're basically trying to say her only hit in 30 years of making music is Vogue. That part, there ain't no way to be found. Y'all trying to say Vogue was like her only big hit and that she has sustained a 30-year career off the back of Vogue? That I disagree with. Madonna has been in this industry for what, 37, 38 years? Almost 4 decades of making music. And I'm sure she's working on the follow-up to Madam X. The Madam X album, I have to say, was like one of her best albums that she's put out in a long time. I know a lot of people don't like the record, but the artistic creativity behind it, you cannot deny that, even though she may not be the best singer, and quiet as it's kept, there's a lot of people out here who aren't the best singers, but y'all live for them. She has something that's important to say. Now, for her to jump on and say, and with the tweet, hashtag did it first. Okay, so you kissed a woman first, Britney and Christina, at the MTV VMAs. This was shortly after Britney broke up with Justin, and the cameras all on him trying to get that reaction or whatever the case was. Yeah, it was cute or whatever. But that was, what do we call it? Lesbian cosplay for the straight male gays. That's what she was giving. And I'm not talking about GAYS, gays as in GAZE. That's what y'all were giving us, lesbian cosplay. You're 3 heterosexual cis women on stage kissing for controversy purposes. When Lil Nas X did it, he is a gay Black man kissing another man on a show in front of an audience that is known, and color me cynical, because that's what I was getting when I was on the show. Because I remember when I was talking to friends of mine, they were like, "Oh well, Lil Nas X wants to perform at the." I said they're not gonna let that little boy on there because of the type of demographic that BET represents, the homophobia and all that other stuff that comes with the misogyny, all of that. Like when you grow up in hip hop, that's what you get. That's what you learn. That's what you've seen. So color me cynic for getting that type of energy, because that's the way I looked at it. But seeing him perform, okay. Look at BET opening themselves up, but they probably was looking at it because they needed them ratings. Quiet as it's kept. You always look at the leave it to the gays and the blacks. The gay black community, the trans community. Leave it to us to always come in and have to save the goddamn day because you straight people are boring. Y'all not interested. Leave it. We are the movers and shakers of this industry. Nobody wants to give it the credit, but we are the movers and shakers. We the ones that come up with all the trends. We come up with the fashions. We come up with the makeup. We come up with the wigs. We come up with all of that stuff. Who do you think makes up Nicki Minaj and all these other girls out here? Not no heterosexual. They don't come up with all these different ideas. Drag queens out here beating girls, your fave's face. A lot of y'all take from drag culture, from queer culture, from black queer culture, from the trans community. You don't want us in the room, but you want us in there to make y'all look. You make you heterosexuals look good. It's very queer eye for the straight guy. Oh, so we having technical difficulties and stuff. But yeah, look, if we can't have things pop up or whatever the case is, that's what my mouth is here. Like I can entertain everybody, with the mouth. And yeah, BET, you use the gay black community to make themselves relevant. But what I love about it is the fact that, what? Let's take what we, I hate the whole, let's take, let us take whatever we can get. But as long as it allows us to slide up in that door and make our moves and get our point across and get the visibility where it needs to be, then I'm here for it. So Madonna going on and saying hashtag did it first. I was like, okay, so you did. But here's the thing. Like I stated, you're a straight woman kissing two other straight girls for attention. Nas X is doing something groundbreaking, whereas he went on a show that is known, he's surrounding himself in the community where you got the type of guys that you would see like on the block. When you look at the DMX performance, like those type of men, which they be the first ones to call you faggot when they're around their boys. But when you by yourself, they want that invite up to the apartment. And they want to know what that mouth do. See, I know about you motherfuckers. I'm from New York. We know how a lot of y'all get down. But that's going to be a whole nother conversation, with Diddy and his little tweet towards Lil Nas X. If you know what I'm saying, I think you do. But Madonna, okay, so you did what you did, but this is not, and I know Nas got on there and was like, oh, it's just a joke and da 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 da. Exactly, DLs. I know you're saying that y'all are friends and it's just a joke, but I think the timing was bad. And don't get me wrong, I know Madonna has contributed a lot to the LGBTQ community long before it was chic, before a lot of y'all faves started doing now for clicks and likes and fame. But Madonna was out here advocating for AIDS and advocating for the queer community long before it was chic, long before she was vilified, almost lost, she did lose endorsement deals over advocating for AIDS and that sort of thing. And, her career had suffered a slight bit in her finances because of some of the things that she was putting out there that was deemed controversial in the 90s. And let's also not forget Adam Lambert. Adam Lambert kissed a guy on camera 12 years ago at the American Music Awards and suffered greatly for it. And I think his career should be a lot bigger as a solo artist, but he suffered because he made, grinded the guy's face in his crotch and then made out with his guitar player. And, they made him go on some show. I think it was one of those CBS morning shows. He was supposed to go on ABC the next day, but then they canceled it and made him go on CBS. And they had him basically do an interview to about, well, the kids, and do you want to apologize for this, that, and the third? And he's just like, well, you're basically just, in so many words, vilifying me for being a gay man. And that's the reason why y'all are coming at me. So I feel like Madonna, while yes, you did it for controversial sake, and I'm sure that Lil Nas X did it for controversial sake as well, you have to understand the significance, the cultural significance as to why Lil Nas X did what he did in regards of kissing another black man on camera on an award show that doesn't really showcase a lot of, or if ever, queer talent. Now, I'm sure we've seen a lot of queer artists on these shows, but let's be, there go the picture. I didn't think I was going to pull that up, but okay. That in my Megan Thee Stallion voice, okay. But the fact of the matter is, you did it on a show on a network that doesn't really showcase queer people, particularly queer people of color. Now, we can get into a whole conversation about black folk in the closet. This ain't what that show is. Everybody came out in their own time. But Madonna, I just felt like you were wrong in what you said. And I'm so sick of people saying that she stole or whitewashed the big element of black queer culture with Vogue when she didn't necessarily do that. She just put her stamp on Vogue culture. She had the House of Extravaganza there performing with her, not only in the video, but also in, she also had, she took him on tour with her. So for people to put that out there and make it seem like she just basically took voguing and basically put through some mayonnaise on it and was just like, oh, I invented voguing. She never did. That's not something that Madonna has done. So, yeah, I think that's all I got to say on that. But yeah, I think also we need to give Adam Lambert his flowers. I think that was like, he was performing, and this was like in 2009. He is someone who is immensely talented, a great singer, and it's unfortunate that he's had to resort to being basically a Queen lead cover singer. Because I like Adam Lambert's voice, I like his soul, I like his previous solo albums, and he should be bigger. I think what would also be great. I would love to see Lil Nas X and Adam Lambert collaborate. That's what I would love to see. I would love to see them do a joint track. Yeah. Adrian Expression, you so damn shady. I live for Adrian Expression, by the way. If y'all don't watch him, y'all need to check him out because I feel like we hear in a lot of situational stuff that we said. But Adrian is shady as fuck with that tweet, and I live for it. But and before I forget, because let's get off the whole Lil Nas X. I think I pretty much said all I need to say. I don't know. What do you guys think about the whole Lil Nas X situation? I would definitely love to hear what you guys are saying. Thank you all for sitting here watching. I'm seeing the numbers. Thank you for tuning in and watching and live tweeting and all this other stuff. I live for when y'all live because it's an interactive talk show. But be free. Like, even if y'all watch this after the live show, for those of you who chime in and watch it later, definitely leave your comments and all other stuff. I definitely want to hear what you all got to say about this. But before I forget, because I got into the whole Lil Nas X tangent and, self-hating bigots of the color persuasion getting out here hating on their own damn people. Let's talk about this Lil Kim versus Nicki Minaj. Now, Lil Kim was on the red carpet. I do shout out my fellow bloggers and bloggers, like a lot of the influencers. Like, I always feel like, we are kindred family. We, strength in numbers. If I live for you, I will definitely shout you out. But I do agree. Yes, Sailor Mermaid. Adrian is hilarious. I was just watching a little bit of his show before I went live. So I was like, oh, let me not get influenced by what other people are saying. Let me just come in and give my own thoughts, because I hate when you watch something and they talk about the same topic as you and you're influenced by what they're saying, and their opinion becomes your opinion. But we were pretty much on the same page with a lot of stuff, so I had to stop. But anyway, Lil Kim versus Nicki. Oh, yes, I live for this outfit, by the way. This is like, he's like this generation. Like me, I grew up with Billy Porter. Like, I've been aware of Billy Porter long before y'all even knew what a pose was. Before this, like, I have followed Billy's career since forever, since the Broken Hearts Club. I used to see him when I was in the Village. I used to see him all the time. There were certain establishments that I have seen Billy Porter at parties. I'm not going to reveal no teage. I keep that to myself. But I have seen, even back when Billy Porter dated Ari Gold, the late out pop singer, once upon a time they were a couple. Like, Billy Porter, I've known him for a long time. So Lil Kim versus Nicki Minaj. Now, Lil Kim was on the red carpet and she talked to DJ Envy for the Breakfast Club. He was on the red carpet and he asked her, would she ever do a Verzuz? And she was like, yes. And she was quick to say Nicki Minaj. Now, I know the fans already started choosing sides and this, that, and the third. And I'm sitting there like, okay, first of all, you need to pump y'all fucking brakes. I don't know why y'all up here choosing sides and shit. To me, they're both iconic in their own right. Lil Kim is an icon. I live for Lil Kim's music. I still, Big Mama Thing, still one of my favorite tracks of the day. I used to be scared of the dick. Now I throw lips to the shit. Handle it like a real bitch. As a hunter, Janet Jack me, take it in the bud. Yes, what? I got land in Switzerland. Even got sand in the Marylands. Bahamas in the spring. Baby, it's a Big Mama Thing. Can't tell by my diamonds in my ring. That's how many times I want to come. 21 and another one. Okay, let me stop. I can just go on and on and on. But, I have my favorite Lil Kim songs. Nicki Minaj is famous in her own right. Nicki Minaj is an icon in her own way. I mean, but she's an icon. I think she's a legend. I think they're both legendary. I wouldn't necessarily go there and say an icon. And yes, let's be frank, Nicki Minaj carried an entire female hip hop genre generation, a decade on her back for 10 years, 12 years, how many years you want to say it. She was out here in her own lane doing her own shit. Now, we could say, is it due to the industry being like, well, there can only be, like, this is Highlander, there can only be one female rapper? Whereas with my generation, when I came up, it was Lil Kim, Foxy Brown, Eve, Missy Elliott. There was some, and Angie Martinez. Remember, Angie Martinez put out 2 damn albums. There was so many girls. Left Eye. There was so many girls out here that there was so many genres and so many different girls that you could pick from that had different styles, and they were collaborating together. They were living, they were living for each other, and they were all out here doing it, dipping and doing it. Now, to be frank, I personally feel Lil Kim and Foxy Brown will be a better matchup. But we already know that ain't happening. That's not happening. People are not going to sit around, and that's not going to. Like Foxy and Lil Kim, I just think like they're just like see that happening. Now, Lil Kim and Nicki, I think it'll be a great matchup. It'll be interesting because you got old school versus new school, and they have many hits amongst each other that can go. And I think people are trying to choose, oh, this one, she will watch her. Oh, Nicki will watch her. And I'm like, if you've ever watched Verzuz, it's never about who the winner is. It's always about people coming together, celebrating their genres of music, and talking about what these songs mean to them, what transpired, having this song go against this song. But I just feel like, I would love to see the fans to shut the fuck up about the Barbs and the Nick and the Kim fans. But I just feel like y'all gonna come out here and make shit more negative and try to bring in, the black gays. Like those are like the who I feel like those troll fans, the ones that'll always come in and start saying dumb shit. Somebody said Nicki is an icon. She popularized fake butts even more than Kim. Wait, does Lil Kim got a fake butt? But to me, it looked like her, Lil Kim, quiet as kept, looked like she went to the same doctor as Madonna. Because I don't know what's going on in she got a fupa. Like I was looking at Madonna at when she performed the Boom Boom, she got a whole fupa situation. Like her stomach is looking like jiggly calientes. That's what she was giving me in that little black leather short ensemble. And her butt is looking like. She was giving me like, I don't know what kind of balloon that she had in her ass, but it's just not this whole idea of these girls out here trying to look like Kim Kardashian, where y'all out here buying black women body parts, and they basically just looking like some shit y'all got in a chop shop in Mexico rather than looking natural. Just ain't working. Yeah. And I live for Lil Kim, but girl, lay off the surgery. But I just definitely want to see this for the culture. And I feel like if Nicki Minaj does agree to do it, Nicki, in my opinion, maybe people's opinions about Nicki will change because let's talk, like this is a show, we keep it real. Nicki's perception around, her attitude and this, that, and the other, people don't take to in the industry. They feel like she's got a stank attitude. A lot of people don't want to fuck with her, this and the other. And I'm not taking away from the fact that, yes, the girl's talented. She's a beast on the mic. She's definitely clever with a lot of her lyrics. And I do believe, unlike a lot of these bitches out here, she does write her own music. And I do believe she's a beast on the pen. But I just feel like maybe this will fix her reputation a bit if she decides to do it. So I'm here for this performance. I'm hoping they decide to do it. It would be good for the culture. It'd be good for the ratings too. Because to be honest, I checked out of Verzuz. Like I just haven't been feeling a lot of the matchups. I just think a lot of the matchups have been dumb. I did not think that was a great match. Although I will say the Soulja Boy and Bow Wow, I did live for that one. Them two going at it and Bow Wow eating and them two going back and forth. Bow was looking kind of good too. I was like, I don't like the little short ones, but he was Okay, Shad, okay, Mr. Moss, you can get it. But I was just like I was just liking the performance, but the banter between them two. So, and then it was also great because then it was an opportunity where Bow Wow brought his people out. It was the first time we actually saw Bow Wow and Romeo on the same page because they were like two sides of the same coin. When Bow Wow came out, there was also Little Romeo. And yeah, Bow Wow had the bigger career, but I remember when it was Bow Wow versus Romeo at one point. And so seeing them two on the same stage for the first time in 2 decades, I just relatively interesting. So I think that pretty much concludes my entire BET recap. But before we go, let's get to this whole drag race. I heard that we got some sort of clip that production wants to play before I get to the whole talk about Drag Race. Is that the case? I mean, if we need a little time to set up, let me know when you play it. But okay, so I don't know if you guys have heard, because we'll talk about Drag Race Canada. There's been a bit of a shakeup in the whole judges department. So yesterday it was revealed that Stacey McKenzie will not be returning as a judge. So the only standing original judge of season 1 will be Brooklyn Heights. Jerry Boyer Chapman was the first one to bow out, and this was like, I believe, at the beginning of 2021, the beginning of the year. He pretty much was like, I'm not doing this show. I don't know. He said that he's been booked and busy with a lot of acting roles or whatever, but I also think it has a lot to do with the fact that he received a lot of hate and backlash from a lot. He's paid to do that. That is his job. But for people to come in and then just go hard, they went real stuff he was saying, and I guess it was just overwhelming, and it becomes too much. And you know what? You really got to have a thick skin if you're going to take on that job as a judge. So he's out, and some people say it was pretty racist over some of the stuff that they were saying towards him. And Stacey McKenzie bowed out. I don't know why she left, but she decided not to come back. But word on the curb is that Amanda Brugel, Brad Goreski, and Tracy Melkor will be joining Heights to critique the next crop of queens. Now, they said a whole bunch of other stuff that I don't care to read, but it does say that Heights and Goreski will appear on the judges panel every week, with Brugel and Melkor rotating throughout the season. It doesn't necessarily say. Now, does this mean that Brad and Brooklyn will be kind of like co-judging, meaning that during the challenges in the workroom, will they be the ones that read the challenges or kind of go back and forth, kind of like Heidi and Tim on Project Runway? That's what I'm really thinking, that they're going to have them kind of do that, and then they'll be on the judges panel and then do that. If that's the case, then I'd be here for it, because honestly, I did not like the way they did Drag Race Canada last season. I did not like the idea of, you have all three of them as the RuPaul of the show, and then when it's time to hit the runway and you have, when you have RuPaul come out during Cover Girl, if that bass in your wall, when you have him do the runway thing. And speaking of which, I do love the fact that they changed the theme song for drag. I don't know if y'all seen Drag Race down, the All-Star 6 on Paramount Plus, but they've done a lot of changes. They've changed the theme song. They're coming across as more inclusive. So I actually like that idea that they remixed the theme song, because it was time. Like, the show's been on since 100 years already. So it was about time they did that. But getting back to Drag Race Canada, I did love the fact that I did not like how last season they pretty much had the girls, they basically were the judges, 3 judges, and then you brought some celebrity like a Tom Green or somebody as the celebrity guest host. I don't like that idea, because it just didn't gel. And I'm like, these people don't know nothing about drag culture. These people don't know nothing about what's going on with the show. So how they up in here trying to be RuPaul when they're not, like, it just didn't work. So hopefully this whole show is getting an overhaul. You have Brad and you have Brooklyn come out and they'll co-judge and co-host together with more of a, like I said, a Heidi and Tim on Project Runway. Well, they're not on Project Runway anymore. They're on that other show on Amazon. I forgot the name of it. I ain't even gonna get into a conversation with my thoughts on that show. And it just was what it was. But overall, I'm glad to see. Like, I'm just looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with Drag Race Canada when it's the finished product, and it's going to come out on Wow Presents Plus. If you're in America, I don't necessarily know. I think Crave in Canada, but Wow Presents Plus at the end of the year. Currently, I'm just trying to finish up on um Drag Race Down Under. I take my time with a lot of shows, so I'm pretty much catching up on. Excuse me. Drag Race Down Under, and I haven't even gotten around to Drag Race España yet, so I definitely need to catch up on that as well. I've just been spending a lot of my vacation partying for Pride and trying to catch up on a little television. Still behind, but yeah, is what it is, and that's all pretty much I think I have to say about the following topic and everything that's been going on in pop culture. So yes, thank you all for tuning in and watching this episode of On the Line. I know this is pretty long, the longest video I've done in a while, but it was a lot to break down. Yes, once again, thank you all for watching. Thank you. Tune in next time for an exciting episode On the Line. Please click like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. Once again, love you all, and until then, or until next time, ciao, darlings. Oh, are we having technical difficulties? Because this be the part where I'm supposed to bid a div and exit, and we're not exiting. Hi, what's going on?
What?
This for faggots.